It's me, 5-volt Detonator Robert, and I have some news for anyone who's been watching my 5-volt detonator DIY videos out there on YouTube. The news is I had two CR2's vent and blow out the end and burn my leg pretty good last week. What happened is I left the on switch in the on position and I stuck the detonator in my pocket, and I sat down to eat dinner. And the way I sat down, I pushed the button in and had the atomizer stick on, and what ended up happening is the back battery vented and exploded and blew out the end. It burned a hole through my pocket, burned my leg pretty good. I've been on a few e-cigarette forums. I'm on New Vapor and a couple other ones, and I explained to everybody what happened. You can go to New Vapor and read my story. But I just wanted to get this out to anybody who is in the process of making one, has just made one, or who owns one. And I want to tell you, I would stop using CR2 batteries at this point. I went about 6 months using them, and with no problem. And also, I want to show you which ones. These are the type I used for a long time. The plain green ones. They seem to work really pretty good for the longest time. I never had any problems. The ones that vented and blew up are the bright blue ones. They look kind of like this. I don't think they have a name brand or anything, but they're kind of a bright blue color. And I got them from eBay. And what happened was the one in the bottom of the detonator blew right out the back hole. All the insides of the battery came out, burned through my pocket, burned my leg pretty good. I've had a lot of people tell me how they're making their own detonators and following my instructions, so I wanted to come on here and tell you what happened to me and tell you that I don't think it's a good idea to use CR2s anymore. And I've redesigned the detonator. So the way I've redesigned it is pretty easy. This is one of the new detonators. It uses CR123a batteries, which is a bigger protected battery. One fits here, one fits here. Now the original detonator, right here above it in black, all the guts, all the electronics were right inside right here. What I've done is I've just taken the electronics and I've moved them to the top, outside the rim of the detonator, so outside the rim of the flashlight. So now what happens is you have more space inside the flashlight for two CR123a's. These are the CR123a's. They're a little bit bigger than the CR2. They're still 3 or 3.7 volts, and it's still there's quite a few flashlights that use 2 stacked CR123a's, but it's still it's not the safest thing to do in the world. Just like I said about the CR2s, I didn't think it would vent, I didn't think it would blow up in my pocket and burn me, but it did. So I want to put this video out to anybody who's making one, anybody who has one, or anybody who's thinking about making one. There is a way to make pretty much the same thing with that TI regulator, 5-volt regulator. The only thing you got to do differently is, instead of putting the guts like I described in my DIY videos, instead of putting them down in the flashlight, I moved them above the rim. So that gives it more room inside the flashlight. And then I've just encased the whole thing in JB Weld again. This is only my third one. It's still kind of ugly, to tell you the truth, but I've still got the 2 LEDs coming out of the JB Weld. Still got the regulator in there. Like I said, I just have more room inside. So I'm upfront and honest. I've always been that way. I've always been a hobbyist making these things. I'm not really a manufacturer, and I want everyone to be safe. I don't want anybody else to go through what I did. It could have been worse. I'm okay. My leg got a nice burn mark on it, but besides that, I'm fine. So that's my story. I appreciate anybody's comments, whatever you got to say about me and what I make. like it or not. That's my story. Thank you very much. Goodbye. One more thing about these CR123a's is I'm using Tenergy. These are the new blue and silver Tenergies. They are LiPo, and they have a protection circuit on both ends. So they're better made batteries than the CR2s. The CR2s had no protection circuit, and these have protection circuit on both ends. The new Detonator that uses the CR123a's, like I said just a second ago, just about the same thing. It seems to hit a lot better and a lot longer on CR123a's. So that's one good point that happened to me. You know, what happened to me was kind of bad, but the good point is I have a better battery in it now. And if you want to make one, you can have a better battery also. Any questions? Please send your comments. Right to my page here. I don't delete anybody's comments. I'm always honest, open, and upfront about what I'm doing. And again, if you've bought one of these detonators off me, email me as soon as possible, and we'll work out what to do with yours. Thanks very much, and thanks for letting me be a part of the vaping community. I'm really glad to have stopped smoking. I'm really glad to have made my own device and helped a few other people make theirs. This was an accident that could have been worse, but something good came out of it, as far as I can see. Thanks a lot.